Well, hello, beautiful souls. I hope everybody is having an amazing day today. Okay. Well, it's afternoon for me. And again, still have the fuzzy hair. I can't win with this hair lately, but you know what? That's okay. Uh, it's a bit chilly here in England, as it be, May? But today it is a bit chilly and it is slightly windy. So this is to be expected when you're hanging out laundry. But that's not what I come on here to talk about today. Excuse me. I've been going back over some of my, you know, educational things or knowledge or things like that throughout the years. And I do this every now and then just to see how much I've grown and evolved. Now, I've taken, a couple of years ago now, or it could be more, or maybe a lot more, a mindfulness practitioner certificate course. Just to, I don't know, I guess to give me focus on how I can educate others to be mindful and see the world differently and help them through what they're going through due to, whether it be awakening or starting to see the world different. So I wanted to share this with you. I've got my notes right here. And one of the first things that you need to do, or you start to do, is self-reflection. Now, you hear that a lot. They'll throw it out there, self-reflection. Yeah, okay, what does that mean? Do I stand in the mirror and go, I have no idea what that is. I'm going to look. Somebody on a riding lawnmower going down the road. Okay. If I can figure out how to edit that out, I will. So back to what I was saying. What really drives me insane is when you take courses and they'll ask you things like, who are you? And you say, well, I'm Elle. I'm, a mother. No, that's not what I mean. Okay, maybe that's not what they mean, but that's the question they asked. You're supposed to look deep and reflect and find out who you really are. So I thought I would hop on here and I'd go through the questions that I had to do. And there is no right or wrong answers. If you want to do them, brilliant. But I'll put this out there on how I did it. And it really opened my eyes, especially now looking at it years later. For my self-reflection, it's understanding ourselves. The questions I had were, what do you stand for? What do you want? What are your priorities? Oh, he's coming back this way. Wish you'd mow the lawn on the way by. Oh, well, hey. Okay. What do I want? What are my priorities? And what can I offer? So, okay. Now, I'm going to tell you what I put for each one of them. For what do I stand for? I put peace, love, empathy, compassion, openness, honesty, finding the truth, acceptance of all, non-judgmental. So that's what I stand for. What do I want? I put peace, love, respect. What are my priorities? Well-being first, family second, humanities third. What can I offer? Peace, love, empathy, compassion, honesty, truthfulness, non-judgment. So you can see I've used multiple ones in different answers. Now, I've had a few, this is going back many years ago when I was in university. I had something similar to this. And you couldn't use the same word twice, even though it was applicable. And I found that very disheartening because then I'd have to make stuff up about myself. But how I did the self-reflection when I answered these questions is, what do I stand for? I'm going to take the first one, peace. Let me flip the page over. If I can find, did I do peace? Yes, I did. It's down at the bottom. So taking the first question, what I answered it as, now break that down even further. What do I stand for? Peace. I have do not get involved in conflict within myself, letting go of the hurt by looking at the motive behind what has hurt me. So to me, that was peace. Love. Not to feel ill will against those who have hurt me, but to give them love with boundaries. And what I meant by with boundaries is I give you love, but that's as far as it goes. I'm walking away. You're not going to inflict your stuff on me, even though I have given you love. And opening my heart and sending out the vibration of love. When I know a lot of people go, huh? What are you talking about? Open your heart. It's almost like a visualization. You just open your heart and you picture, you can do the color of the chakra, which I believe is green, and just green light shining out of love. Even though those that have hurt you, you give them love and you walk away. So what was next on what I stand for? Empathy. So empathy, parking my ego and not letting a similar experience take away from the person that I'm dealing with that is having an issue. Understanding, feeling, and connecting without patronizing. Now, this was before I really started getting into the highly sensitive person and started understanding highly sensitive people are empathetic, and they've got different levels of empathy, or different types of empathy, I guess you could say. So the next one was compassion. Being in the moment, wholeheartedly listening and being non-judgmental or chastising or criticizing. It is the person's emotions and feelings. It is real to them. Looking at it through their eyes, not my eyes, and basing an opinion on our own experiences. So what I was saying there, I can't look at it through my eyes, through my experiences in life, because we have our own user guides. We have our own manuals. We've had different experiences, even though our lives seem parallel. We've gone down the same roads. There's different nuances that are going on there. I can't look at it through my eyes and my experiences and how I deal with things. Put that aside and look at through their eyes. So that's what I was meaning there. And then openness. Well, this has not changed at all. I put openness. You see, what you see is what you get. End of. That's all I put there. I thought, okay. Honesty. We'll never lie to somebody, but we'll use diplomacy. If I know that is seriously going to hurt someone, like say my husband makes dinner and it's god awful, I'll use diplomacy. He'll say, how was it? I said, yeah, that was good. My face says it all. But if he asked me, would you have that again? I said, nah, not really. Yeah, a one-off was good. I won't say. It was shit. And I think I'm going to have food poisoning for the next week. That gets nothing. That hurts him. He put in all that time and effort to make this meal, and it turns out like shit. Yeah, I can't do that. But I won't lie to him and say, oh, it was absolutely amazing. Do it again, 5-star, look out, these chefs that are on TV making millions. So that's where the diplomacy comes in, or skirt the issue, or 90% of the time I am blunt straight out. This is how it is. But that's when people need the wake-up call. That's a different story. But you still use diplomacy in that, and you still be respectful. So the next one was honesty. We'll never lie to someone. Oh, I just read that one. Okay, finding the truth. If it impacts humanity or my family, it is up to me to find the truth and to share it with others. Stand for something or fall for everything. Now, yeah, that can get you in a lot of scraps within your family, but I'll put it out there because I will move mountains to save my family. I'll move mountains to save humanity. I know that sounds cliche or bonkers or whatever, but we make the world go around, so we need to make it a better place, and I'm going to do my part to do that. Then the next one, acceptance of all. I will accept all, but will not be bullied, intimidated into changing my way. If I've been saying this for years. Okay, if you identify as a panda, great, happy for you. But don't try and convince me that you are by beating me over the head with it. Then I would have to ask you the question, who are you trying to convince, me or you? Not much has changed there either, I'll tell you that much. And then the last one under that question is non-judgmental. So, non-judgmental. To not make judgments based on my own emotions or experience. Get more information, fill in the gaps of the knowledge I do not have, and accept it for what it is. I may not like it. What can I do? That's their life, that's their situation, that's what's going on, but it is up to me to get the information and just not make a judgment. Judgments are made on emotions, and usually emotional experiences from the past. But that's in my life, not in their life, or whoever you're dealing with or whatever is going on. So to make a judgment, it's you're just making it based on you, not what's actually going on. Okay, my lovelies, I'm going to stop there. So this will probably be part 1 because I want to do the other ones too that I read out, just to give people more ideas so they can see how to do this and to have some examples. There's no right or wrong answer in this. This is who you are. But you've got the question, you can give an answer, but when you start breaking down the answers a little further, explaining them more, really thinking about it, that's where you really start to reflect on what's going on inside you. Okay, my lovelies, you know what I'm going to say? Be kind, be love.